I can see
Welcome
the other
back. We're the Bourbon Junkie. He's Dan, I'm Sean, and we're starting off with bottle slips, baby, and semi-long boards.
Today, we're going to tell you about Hidden Barn's buyout, the newest, largest, most technologically advanced contract distillation company in the world.
Back on.
A camera that just turned back on in the middle of this, and is OGD 114 discontinued or not? Find out.
I don't think so. Review coming soon on this.
Yeah.
That needs to get turned off before I
'cause that's
literally
gonna-
go snap it in half.
Sure.
All right.
What are you looking for now?
First off, Hidden Barn acquired by Neely, which is
wild to me. Didn't
a little
know.
weird, but Neely was their contract distillate.
Okay, really quick, just a really quick catch up.
TLDR.
Hidden Barn was an NDP created by the 52 or 5380 guys out of Colorado.
5280.
Big Facebook group that does
mile high.
What is it?
5280.
It's whatever Denver's at.
5,280 feet is a mile high, so.
So 5280, it was a Facebook group, I believe a Facebook group or a bourbon club or whatever the correct terminology is, that did a ton of barrel picks. Apparently they were very good at doing barrel, they had a lot of good barrel picks. So huge group, big following out of Colorado. They started Hidden Barn as an NDP, only sourced Neely and had Jackie Zykin from Old Forester blend all their product for
She
them.
joined about 2 years ago. There was a lot going on there.
She launched that brand with them.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Her leaving Old Forester launched
she
Hidden
launched
Barn.
that brand is a good way to put it.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. So she came in, was doing all the distilling, or not the distilling, sorry, all the master blending and all of that jazz. Wasn't quite our profile.
We didn't like
Wasn't
the
our
first
speed.
Hidden Barn.
We didn't like
It's okay to say that. We didn't
Neely
enjoy it.
distillate, come to find out. We've had a couple different things from them, just not our jam.
Now, Hidden Barn has since actually sourced from MB Roland.
Way better.
And it was a little better in our opinions.
Yeah, we like MB Roland stuff,
But
more so than Neely.
like Sean said a minute ago, the Neelys have purchased Hidden Barn now.
Which means they kind of just bought their own whiskey back.
It's
at a
like
premium.
MGP buying Penelope.
Yeah.
Right? Like same idea.
No.
This
Because,
is.
all right, real quick, before we move on, we want to talk about the awesome sponsor of today's video, Into the AM.
Long time, long term, they always say.
Do they?
We do now.
Okay.
Into the AM has worked with the channel for about 17 decades now, which is a beautiful thing.
That's good damn math.
We have also designed our own shirts.
New one.
They're also running a humongous promotion.
Black Friday in July, starting at 40% off now until the 15th of July.
I would, if I were me, go and apply that sale to the new release that is on their website.
And then
right
maybe
now.
just use the code right here, intotheam.com/bourbonjunkies, get an extra 10% off.
Why not?
Who knows? Bundle that stuff up, get an extra little bit of savings.
If you hate saving money, I wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
That being said, new shirt turned
Favorite
out
design.
freaking awesome.
Bear killed it again
Yeah.
for us. Maybe that's not your speed. Maybe you want a little pocket logo.
Yep.
Full back.
Yep.
They got that too.
Tiki vibes. Also, our other one, our first one, I believe is still up over there.
The Voyage is still up there.
So go over to them. Tons of graphic tees. Tons of listen, hold on, really quick.
Maybe you
The
just want a
golf
basic
pants,
tee. Oh,
The everyday
I wasn't even
pants.
gonna talk about that.
The everyday pants
Ooh, the everydays are my favorite.
is something that you should snag. You should try out. And
Nice,
then
stretchy golf pants.
if you golf,
what I do.
they're incredible. Or I think that you could actually sneak them into those are almost dress pants. They're
Yeah.
almost like work dress pants.
Very much so,
So
yeah.
they have a ton of cool stuff over there. Go check them out.
Support the people supporting us that have been supporting us literally since we were in the hut.
Best value in t-shirts maybe ever.
Love them. Love their products.
Yeah.
Back to the video. Hidden Barn has a bunch of whiskey from Neely that
Okay.
Neely is now buying back. So they're buying literally their own product back.
Sure.
Penelope didn't have a huge, like a rick house with a bunch of whiskey in it that MGP bought back.
Technically they did. I just don't know the amounts on Neely's. So Penelope had barrels that
Yep.
they had purchased.
Yes.
That in the purchase, Penelope then, or MGP would have resecured probably. I don't know how many barrels Hidden Barn had. Now, if it's hundreds and hundreds, what Neely...
Enough to launch a brand off of
Right,
that
but,
Jackie
I mean,
would sign on.
No, but Penelope was on volume, dude. So, Neely buys Hidden Barn. Jackie stays on, by the way.
she's gonna stay on as the master distiller.
Yeah, blender.
Saying that.
Jackie's a master blender.
Yeah.
So now what happens is really interesting. They're about to launch their first ever product under Neely being the owners.
Yep.
And it's like a 24-month French oak finished Neely distillate again. So I would assume that we're getting away from Roland and be Roland now.
Back to Neely.
Because I can't imagine Neely would be like, let's source other stuff when we're making stuff.
Why would they? Yep.
Now, I'm very intrigued on the French oak finish one because I think it's also relatively, I think it's 7 or 8 years old. I think it's 7 or 8. I think it's older. Jackie did blend it. Now, this being said,
She also blended the first one.
I'm willing to revisit. It's been long enough. I'm willing to revisit.
Enough things have happened that they're gonna get you to rebuy.
I'm willing to revisit. No, not because enough things have happened.
Hear me out then. How good or bad do we need to be for you to go, I'm all done with this brand? Or, hey, we'll keep buying.
I think brands deserve revisits.
Yep.
Every so often.
Very big mix up for them. A lot of things are gonna change.
I don't know if
Green River, we weren't big fans of.
There's
got
a lot
acquired by
of
Bardstown.
Yeah.
Love their stuff.
Sure.
A lot of things changed.
I don't know
when
if
they got acquired.
Do
you
This
think?
is a with all due respect statement.
I
do not believe the 5280 guys
as a buckle up.
were the problem with the flavor profile that we had at Hidden Barn. I am a huge Jackie's Icon fanboy.
He is.
I am very much that. Even after not enjoying Hidden Barn, big Jackie's Icon fan.
Yeah.
I would be so intrigued to see the blending philosophy and all, her thought process, all of that.
1000%.
I also think that she took Old Forester to a place Old Forester was not at. And I do give Jackie a lot of that credit in my brain. So I'm a big Jackie fan for those reasons. That being said,
I will agree.
If your base product is something we don't enjoy, that's what we're gonna have a hard time with because the base product's not changing.
Yeah.
Now, we did not like New Riff when it was 4 years old when they released the Bottled and Bond.
Fair.
We love New Riff around 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
This is why I'm willing to revisit. It's a really long way to explain. Enough time has passed that if the whiskey's 2 years older, it might be better.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. I swear to God, if I drink a whiskey that's 8 to 10 and it's still absolutely awful, I'm not going to revisit it 12. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
We're
fair.
past the grain and the youth and the bullshit at 7, 8, 9 years old. So I am intrigued to see what happens. I'm very surprised that Neely bought this brand. That surprises me.
I mean, realistically, they're just buying their stuff back.
They're buying their stuff back.
With a label attached, with Jackie.
That's what it is.
So they're buying...
Hidden Barn is bigger than Neely.
Yeah.
When did you heard the word Neely before Hidden Barn? Almost never, ever.
Never.
Maybe never, truthfully, for both of us.
Truthfully, never.
And then you hear Hidden Barn, you go, oh, it comes from Neely.
Yeah, I think Jackie.
And
100%.
Hidden Barn's still a big enough name that you're like, oh, well now, it's like MGP going, does Penelope sell more bottles than Remus? So it does make some sense. It's interesting though. I do want to know how much they bought them for though, and I don't know that.
So next topic we have, is OGD 114 going away?
Yup.
No. Jesus, no. Okay.
Maybe.
So there was a VinePair article
Yep.
with like a quick one sentence thing that said they're talking about modern day Dusties and stuff that are being discontinued and stuff that will be Dusties in the future. So they said OGD 114 is going to be discontinued. And then there was a video from Bourbon Real Talk that talked about the article from VinePair. I'll put them in below. I have no reason to believe that they would ever stop making OGD 114.
It would be odd
Are you kidding me?
to stop making that.
OGD 114 is a better product than Booker's.
Well, it's also a huge fan favorite.
It is, anytime there's a budget list or someone, OGD 114 could pretty much float our bourbon.
Yeah.
Because everyone talks about that being their number one cheap, go-to whiskey for almost everything.
Yeah. If you do make a value list, you leave OGD 114 off,
People
the comment
will riot.
section will be full of, where's OGD 114?
Yeah.
You guys are shills. I can't believe that you don't believe in human rights, stuff like that, right? Is the comment section. So
PETA calls, it's weird.
yeah, OGD 114 has such a cult following. It may not be like their biggest I think Basil Hayden probably sells way more than
100%.
OGD, But from like a more enthusiast-based standpoint, to get rid of that would be what you better replace that with a monster.
There's no way they would get rid of OGD 114.
No. The rumor was supposedly because there's a high rye bakers coming or something like that.
And they would
so they think they're using that whiskey in order to make this whiskey.
Yeah.
Now, there was a comment on the Bourbon Real Talk video that's got quite a few views on it, but the comment said, and Lord knows, because it's a YouTube comment, so take that with the 40-pound bag of salt.
I would say almost a quarry.
Yeah.
Of maybe the ocean's amount of salt.
Yeah, if we could extract it.
Just chill for a minute.
So the comment said, somebody that said they worked at Jim Beam, but they said that they're probably going to discontinue the Basil Hayden red wine release.
Yes.
And then what was the other
second one?
Old
the red
Tub.
wine.
Old
Yeah,
Tub.
I would love if you discontinued Old Tub. We hated it.
You don't
Put that into something else.
You don't have to discontinue it because we don't like it.
You can discontinue Basil Hayden. I get why you're not going to, because they sell a metric million gallons of that stuff. It's not a profile. It never will be. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest.
A lot of people love it. Nick Jones.
If you drink Malort and then drink Basil Hayden's god tier whiskey.
Yeah, that's
Swear
King
to God.
Kentucky.
It's just an order issue.
But
So
I think
Sounds
it's a very
probably
big
not.
farce to say that they would discontinue a staple of their brand. I mean, OGD 114 goes back decades.
Literally, yeah. Well,
never go away.
OGD 114 from the late 80s.
Yeah.
Currently worth thousands a bottle.
Yeah.
So now that doesn't mean that today it performs really well, but it does seem to perform really well today.
It still does.
So, I don't know. I would
Beam
say
is not
probably
our
not.
favorite profile, but if we have that, we're like, oh, it's not bad. If I was at a bar and that was one of the options, would buy it.
Favorite memory with whiskey, top 3 memory ever with whiskey is an OGD 114 bottle for me. So, if they did, I actually went and bought one because I saw the thumbnail of the Bourbon Real Talk video and then bunkered it because I was like, dude, if they are, I would really like to have some. Now, there is nothing on the record that says they are. They also could be, but there's nothing that's come out that said they are.
In the Vine Pair, it said it was a quiet,
So they
ending.
stopped production.
Yeah, a quiet ending.
You know who stops production?
Everyone.
On everything.
Yep.
We're gonna
There's
take a week
turnover.
and do this other thing now.
Because everyone distills probably, we'll call it at least 5 different mash
You
bills.
want to know how often
Different products.
Wild Turkey stops production on their rye? Almost all year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's interesting. I mean, you could see that as, hey, Turkey stopped making rye. Well, they did for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And then next year
That's
they'll
fair.
make more.
That could have been, I
knows?
guarantee, it could be what you're talking about.
Yeah. Perspective issue there.
I already guaranteed it. It is a quote that was taken out of context.
Yeah, very possible.
Yeah.
For sure.
That someone could have said, we're done with OGD, and then you couldn't hear, this year.
wouldn't-
We've made everything of that stock for this year.
Getting rid
that
of-
goes to OGD.
Getting rid of Old Tub makes perfect sense. You have the new Jim Beam Black Label.
Yeah.
We don't need Old Tub now.
We didn't love it.
We had the Jim Beam White Label.
Yeah.
Old Tub's in between those two, but you don't need an in-betweener at
It is
a
worse than both.
$12 and $20 bottle of whiskey. So, anyways,
All right.
moving
last
on.
topic. I'm gonna.
This is a
pull this
big
down.
topic.
Okay, so this is gonna be the real big one.
Yep.
We have a brand new contract distillation point. I'm gonna call him a hub. Going down, dude. I had no idea how
word
big
hub
this
is-
was.
the word
No,
hub
it's
is
good.
so ruined. It's so ruined.
So it is going to be brought to you guys by the people that started Bardstown in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Whiskey House. They already have 33 ricks with a 50,000 square foot palletized warehouse. They're starting off at 112,000 barrels this year, ramping up to 224,000 by 2027.
Yeah.
They have no labels under like their own brand.
Nope.
It is only
Contract.
contract distillate.
Yep. And
Insane. This is going to revolutionize a lot of things. I guarantee it.
I don't think it's gonna.
No?
Nope.
Why?
Too late.
I don't think so.
Too late.
How much do we like Bardstown's contract mash bills?
Which ones?
A good amount of them.
So this is the problem. So the barrel market's coming down right now.
Yeah.
The barrel market's flooded right now.
With MGP.
No, there are big brands right now purging barrels because they own too many.
No.
Everyone, Beam, Heaven Hill, every NDP that we know with too many barrels.
Yeah.
If you go through a broker list right now, it's every distillery in the country. There's New York distilleries, there's Redwood, there are distilleries everywhere hemorrhaging barrels into market.
But I would say it's going to speak to volumes on quality.
Sure. Bardstown's already doing it.
Yeah. Well, very well.
Sure.
So it's the same people that started that place.
Not the same people running it.
All they're going to do is just try to be the most efficient
Yes.
whiskey producer or spirit producer, I'd say, ever.
That's what the goal, yes.
Yeah.
That is the goal. The cool thing about, the thing that intrigues me the most, I wish they would have just done this 2 years ago. But anyways, the thing that intrigues me the most is Bardstown.
It takes time. They started years and years ago building everything.
Sure.
Just takes time.
Too late. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on this. I hope I am, because I hope if they're good at what they do, I do hope they succeed. But
if they're hyper efficient,
Bardstown's hyper efficient.
You can drop your barrel price though too.
Bardstown's barrel price is fucking -4. You know, like this becomes the issue.
We'll be there tomorrow if it's -4.
Bardstown, we just can't afford the volume.
At -4, they owe us money.
That's fair. That's fair. The Bardstown, very cool thing about Bardstown is the most technologically advanced distillery that we have visited.
Yeah.
I've heard that Beam is very much very advanced as well, very automated, very technological.
Was way up there for me
Bullet
too.
was up there.
Looking at what they have, everything being centralized in a hub.
Dude, I know, but Bardstown was even above Bullet. And
100%.
Bullet, when we went, was like, holy shit. So when Nick helped design Bardstown's distilling process, which is the most insane distilling process we've ever seen.
Yeah, go take a tour.
When we saw that, I was like, holy shit, it's somebody that realized that technology does exist, because most distilleries don't. Technology exists, we can afford it, and we can implement it. This whiskey house thing very much seems like that exact same idea.
How do you feel about it then? What's your take?
I think that they're just too late.
Okay.
The barrel market's a fucking disaster right now. Prices are falling out of the sky. Barrels are hitting the market daily. Wall Street brokers bought MGP 4 or 5 years ago, thousands and tens of thousands of barrels. They've dumped those back into market.
Yeah.
The market's flooded with legacy, with contract, with, we can buy as much Bardstown as we want right now, Green River, we can buy Jim Beam, we can buy Heaven Hill. We can't buy, Buffalo Trace and Four Roses.
Well, no one can.
We can buy Barton. We can buy, we can buy Wilderness Trail right now. We can buy everything right now.
Yeah.
You're going to start a humongous operation as the market is flooded with the same product. And yours is younger.
Yeah, but also got to look, this is going to be a play 5, 6, 7 years down.
It is that, 100%.
The market is flooded right now.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will all get used up.
It won't, because everybody expanded at the same rate in which it went up. So we've been to Buffalo. We've now seen all these places expand, right?
Man, you got to think the market is leveling right now.
It is, yes.
It's definitely doing a leveling thing.
Yep.
So in, let's call it 8 years, there could be a way higher demand and way lower availability of these barrels.
But the production is so high everywhere. Yeah. Buffalo Trace put, $2 billion in?
Yeah.
Like Heaven Hill put in $1 billion or something to expand
all
production. Jack Daniels is expanding production.
Yeah.
Everybody.
They have 100 rick houses.
Now those places are not, for your point, those places are expanding production for themselves, not for market.
Yes.
Not for wholesale market, for retail market.
But
Whiskey House is intentionally for wholesale market.
Yep. So all those places are forecasting expansion.
Internationally, not nationally.
That's fair.
This becomes the problem. The problem is there's too many barrels.
That's fair.
This is it. This is how it works. Too much barrels. The bourbon market slows a little bit. The bourbon market levels. I agree with that.
100%.
The barrel market crashes. Barrel prices, thank Jesus, are coming down. And then the MGP's up. Barrel, the amount of barrels they made up. Buffalo Trace up. Four Roses up. Jim Beam up. Wild Turkey up. Fucking everybody. And then Bardstown comes in, and Bardstown goes, we distill for 80 brands right now.
Yeah.
And then Whiskey House comes in and goes, who wants to distill here? And everybody goes, we're just at Bardstown.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, we're at Sagamore. You can go a lot of places and contract distill.
Yeah.
That being said, Whiskey House looks insanely technically advanced.
Yeah.
They're ISO certified in everything under the fucking sun. So
there were numbers in there that I've never seen.
Yeah. The cool thing was
laboratory.
It was all of the certifications and stuff. The first place I've seen an ISO certification of distillery is Bardstown, ever. I've never seen that.
Wilderness has it.
Oh,
Firm Solutions.
I'd separate Firm from Wilderness though. Yeah, like Bardstown's bottling line was ISO certified.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Anywhere.
Yes.
Like that's how much they care. That was the point, is contract production. We want you to walk in and go, this place is so clean.
If you don't know, ISO certification is a nightmare.
It's a bitch.
I don't know how they got their bottling line done.
It's a bitch.
Yeah.
It is. Whiskey House looks so cool.
Looks beautiful.
Can I tell you the other problem with Whiskey House and just the market?
I just have high hopes.
I do too.
Like very, very high hopes for what they're doing, because I love it, honestly. It allows so many NDPs to just go, all right, cool. We love this mash bill. We like that mash bill. We like that. You can go and say, hey, I want this mash bill. I want this yeast. Like you can tailor-made everything you want. I think this just allows new opportunities.
You can do that at Bardstown. This becomes the problem. We can do that at Sagamore.
Yeah.
Like Buffalo Trace is only distilling for them. So it doesn't matter that you can't do anything
most people
else.
can't just call up Sagamore and go, hey, let's do some contract.
Everybody can call Bardstown and do it right now. Just a money thing.
Yeah.
It's only a money thing. The only way that Whiskey House succeeds, Bardstown minimums on barrels are really high.
They just undercut.
We can't get our foot in the door because we can't afford that lot of barrels from Bardstown, right? So if that's the case, Whiskey House goes,
they're gonna Amazon this bitch.
We can run you 30 barrels at a time instead of 300 or whatever those numbers are.
Oh, they're still gigantic.
Okay. That's now the entry is easier. Yeah. So people like you and I could get into the door. That's very cool.
Did you see the size on the still?
48 inches.
Yeah.
It's a 48-inch still.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
slightly under the one that Jack Daniels put in.
Monster, dude.
4 foot still.
The other thing that Whiskey House offers is they'll sit down with you and consult with you on mash bills, which is very cool. That's unique. I would assume, and I do not know this, I'd assume Bardstown will, but I don't know that. That's very cool that Whiskey House will go, this is why maybe we wouldn't do that.
I'll backstep a little bit. The only way I'm gonna agree with you, it's gonna work is if they're just putting out distillate that is that much better.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, everyone knows.
Or it's easier to get your foot in the door. Listen, if Whiskey House can produce stuff that's better or very different or unique, people will go there intentionally.
Do you think they need
knowing
a
their
unique
options.
mash bill to survive?
They're making mash bills for other people, not for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna make their own and sell those barrels.
Is there anyone that is underproducing? You know what I mean?
That's a great question.
Fulfillment, and they're looking at their forecast and they're like, well, we can't make it.
Apparently all the legacies.
All the legacies are overproducing.
They think that. They think they're under. That's why they've invested $1 billion.
That's true.
They all think they're under.
I mean, that'd be the way to look at it then, is they could jump in for places that are looking at their forecast are too high and saying we'll not be able to make that in 4, 6, 8 years.
Who's selling the absolute shit out of whiskey right now?
MGP.
They just have been having. I mean, but they're not going to source.
Yeah.
I said I hope that we hit a point in which we're allowed to buy and wholesale legacy from everyone because they overproduced. Because that would be great for NDPs. It wouldn't be great for legacy, but it would be good for people like us, right?
Okay.
That would be so cool if that happened for us. Mm-hmm. That being said, industry people have said the next move will be international. The next move will be we're overproducing nationally, but we are not overproducing internationally. As American whiskey plateaus or levels or evens, an international goes up because single malt is like, bourbon and single malt are so different. So you're introducing bourbon into a single malt market. So I don't know, it'll be interesting. I hope they have so much money invested, cajillions of dollars. I hope that listen, I swear to God, if the cool thing is we can just go do a tour. If we want to work with them,
1,000,000%.
We can come out, go out there, go do a tour. They'll show us everything.
And then we're like, how much you got to spend?
It looks amazing.
$1,000.
It would be,
get the fuck out.
When they release what the MOQs, like the minimums are, and how many runs of a lot or how much you have to buy at once, that will determine whether I think they even survive or not.
So do you think if no one buys, they just start their own labels?
I mean, that would be a good backup plan.
Yeah.
You just have to hire a lot of marketing people.
They can do that.
No.
All right, I have a nightmare to edit this. I'm gonna leave now. Good luck, everybody.